Hello everyone, I am Norliyana binti Shal from TESL 1 Group 3. Today, I'm going to present about Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory for EDU 2082 Educational Psychology. Without further ado, let's begin. Who is Sigmund Freud? Sigmund Freud was the founding father of psychoanalysis theory, which explained human behavior and a method for treating mental illness. He introduced dream analysis, where desires and fears represented through dreams form. And the goal for psychoanalysis is to bring what exists at the unconscious or subconscious level up to consciousness. The definitions of psychoanalytic theory is the connection between unconscious mind and its role to human behaviors. Now we will look at Freud's model of the mind. There are three types model of the mind, which is id involving instinct, ego involving reality, and superego involving morality. There are three levels of consciousness, which are conscious, preconscious, and unconscious. So we will look deeper on conscious. This is where our current thoughts, feelings, and focus live. It communicates to the outside world and the inner self through speech, pictures, writing, physical movement, and thought. For example, you are hungry at the moment and you decide to get some food. So this is where you are aware of what you feel now. You know what you want. You know that you're hungry, so you go and get some food. Preconscious and subconscious level, where we can recall or retrieve from our memory. It is a gatekeeper between the conscious and unconscious parts of the mind. It also only allows some certain information to pass through and enter conscious awareness. For example, if someone asks you what movie you watched last night or what book or novel you read last night, you will be easily pull that information out of your preconscious state of mind. Unconscious. It is the primary source of human behavior. It stores the most important part of the mind that we cannot see, just like the iceberg before. Remember? This is where repression takes place, where all significant and disturbing memories and experiences are stored and which we need to keep out of awareness because they are too bad or threatening to acknowledge. The structure of personality, it involving the pleasure principle, ego, the reality principle, and superego, the moral principle. The pleasure principle. It operates at an unconscious level and focuses solely on instinctual drives and desires. The wants and instant gratification for our wants and needs. If a person did not meet the wants and desires, the person might get tense or anxious. For example, I give you a twin here. Faiz and Farid are twins. Faiz is very thirsty and sees his twin drinking a can of soda. Instead of get a new one by buying from the shop nearby, he just grabs the drink from Farid and drinking, much to his surprise. Next, superego. It develops last during early childhood and is responsible for ensuring moral standards are followed. It upholds values and ideals and operates and motivates us to behave in socially responsible and acceptable manner. For example, Faiz knew that he could steal the rewards that will be given to the class from his teacher's desk during recess and no one will know about it. However, he knew that was not a good act, so he decided not to take anything from his teacher's desk. Ego, where it driven by the id, confined the superego, struggles in bringing about harmony among the forces. It operates in both the conscious and preconscious mind. The ego recognizes that other people have needs and wants too, and that being selfish is not always good for us. For example, remember the twins before? Fai's sister C, but now he knows that he can get a new colder drinks from the shop. So he go to the shop and buy a new one. Even though he is very thirsty at the moment and just want a sip from Fari's drink, he knows that the act is not a good act. Next, defense mechanism. Defense mechanism is a pattern of adjustment through which an individual releases anxiety caused by an uncomfortable situation that threatens self-esteem. When the conflict is too much for a person to handle, his or her ego may engage in one or many defense mechanisms to protect the individual or to protect him or himself. These are the examples of defense mechanism. The first one is reaction formation, where the unacceptable real feelings are repressed and the acceptable opposite feelings are expressed. For example, a girl who actually disliked her roommate hides her feelings by being always nice to her. Next one is rationalization, where someone justifies his failures and socially unacceptable feelings and behaviors by making excuses or formulate logical reason. For example, a person without driving license say he does not want to risk his life by driving. And denial is where any individual refuses to face reality, like the smokers who refuse to admit that smoking is bad to health, and projection, where placing blame for own difficulties upon others. So, how the understanding of Sigmund Freud's theory makes you a better teacher? By learning about students' experiences, preconceptions, or misconceptions. It helps teachers to know better about students, about their feelings and emotions. By using pretest, background knowledge proofs, and written or oral activities designed to reveal students' thinking about the topic. Teacher also can organize information into a conceptual framework to help students remember and use knowledge. By understanding the theory, teachers can help students become more metacognitive aware by helping the students modeling their thinking as they solve a problem, develop an argument, or analyze written work in front of the class. Teachers also can teach metacognitive strategies such as setting goals, making predictions, and checking for consistency. We need to know that student learns with greater understanding when they share ideas through conversation, debate, and negotiation. It is also important for teachers to bring out proper environment for the education of children. By that, that's the end of my presentation today. Thank you for listening.